7, 4, and 5.
All right, so you mentioned you live in the neighborhood.
Indeed, I live right down the street over yonder.
And how do you feel about this fatal stabbing that happened right behind you?
Well, I reckon, these sorts of things are to be expected when you live in an inner city. I saw this on the app Citizen, but these sorts of things, when it comes to living in, a very populous area, these sorts of things just kind of happen, I guess.
How often do you notice stabbings in the neighborhood?
Quite honestly, I can't recall any very recently, but these things just sort of happen. You have tons of people, living in one area.
Ever worry about your safety?
Not necessarily. When it comes down to it, when you live in, I keep saying, when you live in an inner city, but when you live in a big city, you interact with a whole lot of people, and therefore you have to deal with a whole lot of people, and some of those people are like out of their minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this sort of thing, I don't suppose that this had any, I figure, I don't really know, but I reckon that this probably had, something to do with sort of family dispute or something like that. I'm sure that this guy killed a cheating wife or, what have you. I don't really know. I heard it was a woman, I believe so, who went to the hospital. But when it comes to it, New York City is certainly dangerous to a certain extent, yes. But a whole lot of it goes down to the fact that you have to interact with people. It's a pedestrian sort of city,
mm-hmm.
right? And I figure that this stabbing that occurred inside of this apartment here, so I've heard, was probably something that was to do with this guy's own business, his own family, his own circumstances. And so, no. I don't really feel in danger. Of course, I certainly feel like I am in danger sometimes because some people get really out of their minds. But this kind of thing is this guy's own business, I suppose. But if I could say, and I'll tell the news this: I've lived here. I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. I've lived here for about 4 years, and if I could say, just so the news could record me, and I'll say this right now, I think that any person who kills another person, or any person who robs another person, should get the death penalty. I'm very sick of crime. I'm very sick of people taking advantage of others, and I think that anyone who does such a thing should just be drawn and quartered in public. I'm very sick of it. I've had several people who have come and yelled at me and called me homophobic slurs. I'm not gay. I live with my girlfriend, but I've had men who followed me home and chased me with, knives or fists or what have you. And I think that this city could be a very nice place if we just got rid of criminals, and if we were, harder on it. I mean, quite honestly, I've drank a little bit and I keep talking so much, but anyone who kills another person or who robs another person or threatens another person should just get the guillotine. And that's it.
Thank you, man. What's your name?
Jackson.
Can you
sir.
spell it?
Jackson.
Thank you so much, man.
Indeed.